Today is the second edition. We had our first interview, and I hope you enjoyed it. And who do we have here today? We have Sarah Mohammed Abdesamia. I hope I got it correct. I
Yes.
like to get names correct, yeah. And as you know, it's more about presenting or pitching projects. This could be a master's project. This could be a project being prepared for a PhD, or this could probably be a project that could attract funding from elsewhere, from people watching, from my network, from friends and colleagues. So I'm very excited and happy to have Sarah here, but I wouldn't waste much time. I'll ask Sarah to introduce herself briefly so we get to know her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, thank you so much, Derek, for inviting me here. As you mentioned, my name is Sarah Mu'min Abdesamia. You pronounce it perfectly. And actually, I have a bachelor degree in media and master's degree in global sport management. I became an IOC Young Leader in 2023, and my cohort will be till 2026, which means 4 years. Also, I'm working right now as a sports for development projects coordinator with the ITCF. And in addition of that, I'm the founder of Alhalimun. Alhalimun means the dreamers. It's a project in Egypt which targeting refugees, children in the country in order to support them physically, mentally, and prepare them for the future opportunities. This is mainly what I'm doing right now. And please, if you have any other questions, I'm really open to answer it.
Well, that's fantastic. So that's Sarah Alhalimun. I hope I got
Yep.
the correct. I get it correct. Yes. So I just try to just find the meaning, and I think you said it right. Which is dreamers. I also saw some other synonyms in English. I'm not sure if that's correct, forbearing, lenient, and what have you. But I think Sarah has made it simple for us, dreamers. So we'll be
Yes.
starting very soon as we do. It's a countdown, 15. It's on the screen. Viewers can see. Probably Sarah will be blinded by this, but let's see how she pitches her project or presents an Al Halimun project for us in 15 minutes. I hope you enjoy this and you can tell me what you think about it. So, Sarah, the floor is yours. Please tell us briefly what Al Halimun is about.
Yes, perfect. So, first of all, before starting saying what is Alhalimun, because by chance I go volunteered in Germany in 2019 with some of the refugees communities in my university, because on that time I was doing a postgraduate studies in Leipzig University in sports management, and I got involved with a community of refugees, and I found out that they are using or utilizing sport as an effective tool. And when I asked them actually why you are doing that, they said that they want to bring everyone together. They want to integrate with the community, and they want to use the sport as a effective tool to overcome what they actually passed through. And that was really meaningful for me. And I thought maybe because Egypt is hub for refugees in Africa, so why not actually have such a project in my country? From that time, I just started to think about Al Halimun, but on that time, I didn't know from where should I start. And after a couple of years, after my master's degree in Seoul National University and also became an IOC Young Leader, I decided to kick off my project and work on it. And definitely without the IOC Young Leader support, it wouldn't come to reality. So mainly in Al Halimun, we are aligning with the SDGs, SDG number 3, good health and well-being, SDG number 16, peace, justice, and good institutions, and goal number 17, which is partnerships for the
Partnership.
goals. Yep. And what we are doing, we are doing some phases or I would say we are segmented the project into phases. Phase number one is the TOT, trainers, which we are actually train the trainers that they are going to be qualified to train the kids. And phase number two is kind of camps, which we are going to target or invite actually a group of refugees kids from 8 to 12. They have definitely gender equality within the group, and have these camp during like 2 to 4 weeks, which we're going to pass to them sports and also some skills, also personal and interpersonal skills, and at the same time prepare them for the future opportunity. For instance, we can insert some life skills such as like IT for the computer, some language courses, and so on, because not everyone is Arabic speakers in the country. After that, we are going to work on the sustainability of the projects, and this is definitely the most challenging part in any project, to make your work sustainable. And this will be throughout the 3 years, not only the third year or the fourth year, but throughout the 3 years, the 4 years, to bring a lot of partners that they will make sure to sustain the project. We already launched the project in last September 2024. And actually in this phase, it was phase number one, the first phase. We collaborated with Leipzig University as our academic partner. It was supported by the AD and the German Embassy in Egypt. In addition to that, it was supported from one of the biggest investment sports companies in Egypt, which called the Sadat. And we launched the phase together. We brought 25 trainers from worldwide, 16 from abroad, and 9 from Egypt, which they will be directly train the kids in Egypt. And they are actually, we chose them from different cities in Egypt. It was a 5 days workshop. We started with the concept of the sports for development, the inclusion, the integration, social cohesion, safeguarding for the kids in the context actually of the refugees. And after that, we ended up with a festival which brought 100 kid refugee and Egyptian together to play, have fun, and to make them play some games that passing to them some values and skills. The festival was titled with Dream Beyond Borders, and it was a really 5 hectic days. But at the end, when we saw actually all the kids smiling, having fun, and asking us when we are going to have the next festival, we were like super happy to have such a thing. So for that was the first phase. For the second phase, we have upcoming camps, which we will be collaborating with one of the refugee agencies in Egypt in order to arrange and invite the kids to the camps. And at the same time, we'll be working in the TOT local level, because the first one was quite international one, but right now we want to like teach local, like more than 9% that they joined the first phase. We need to teach more than them, and to be able to like go to a lot of refugees kids and support them. And after that, definitely, we are working on the partnerships. And right now, actually, we have support from the World Flying Disc Federation, because the project actually it's targeting 5 type of sports: volleyball, football, basketball, wrestling, and frisbee. And why actually we choose those kind of sports? Because it's the most popular sports in Egypt, and definitely we brought also wrestling for the self-defense, and also frisbee to have this fun factor when they are having the camps. So far we affected 25 trainers. We have 100 kids affected by the project, and we're looking forward to reach to 500 throughout the next 2 years. And yeah, we are all like really excited to make it Alhalimun works out, and like promote for it, promote for the inclusion and integration of refugees in the countries. Since actually, according to the UNHCR, we have more than 7,000 700,000 refugee and asylum seeker. So it's a quite actually a huge number, and especially we have like around 71% from the total amount women and kids. So we need to work hard in order to integrate them within the society and make them dream for a better future. So yeah, this is what we are doing, and hopefully that we can do something really have a positive effect in everyone's life in Egypt.
Well, that's fantastic. I think well presented, but often people are just interested to know what is your motivation in doing this. Particularly, you focus on sport for development and peace, an area which is, you know, full of NGOs and often have funding issues. So there's often the stress of trying to sustain it, as you mentioned. But can you brief share what your motivations are? What is driving you to do this?
Yes, so this is a really nice question, and I think it's bring me a lot of memories when I was quite younger. Because the thing that made me like really interested and want to know more information about the refugee situation, especially in my country, all the irregular migration that I was watching during the war that happened in Syria and other countries, and how they were just seeking for a better future for these kids, for their kids, but actually it was really dangerous to take them through the sea and just try to cross the country to another country. And they just want to, the biggest dream at that time, they just want to move to the other side to have a better future for their kids. And definitely was, this was like really touched my heart, especially I saw a lot of incidents and it was like really tragic incidents. And I felt in that time that they really need help. And we have the soft power of the sport. We have the knowledge of doing that. We are trying to educate ourselves in a daily basis in order to support our community through our sport. And I felt this is the thing that I can support with it to the refugees community in my country, and I think that I really I'm in love with it, and also I give it all what I have. So why not to just like utilize the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have, the expertise that I have in order to support the refugees community in my countries, and definitely like prepare them for the future opportunities, or not prepare them, but contributing and preparing them for the future opportunities. So this is my biggest motivation, that I want to support with what I have. And definitely because I'm actually a CSR oriented person, I love to support everyone around me. And I feel this is somehow
Yeah,
energizing myself. That's why I
perfect.
just want to utilize what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and how that's fantastic. I always say something, has to drive you towards an end goal. And often if there is no drive, then there is no goal achieved. But how and in your own imagination or in your own thoughts, how do you want to see this project in the next 10 years or 15 years, trying to address that sustainability part of
Yeah.
it? How do you intend to do that? Or what plans do
Yeah.
you have to sustain the program, probably beyond 10, 20 years, or in 20, 10 or 20 years? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another good question too, because I already like was thinking about that, what I want to do since I started the Alhalimun project. And I would say that I'm really hoping for becoming one of the NGOs that's supporting refugees in Egypt and Middle East through sport, providing life skills, providing personal and interpersonal skills, providing opportunities for the refugees in the community and in Middle East, and support them physically, mentally, through sport. And definitely, when we have like a bigger exposure in the country and in the Middle East, it will bring a lot of funds to us, or maybe we have to work like really hard in order to bring a lot of funds, and
Yeah.
definitely we have to be registered in order to do that also. So I think our plan for this phase is just register Alhalimun as a project and later on as an NGO, and try our best to be one of the leading NGOs in Egypt and Middle East. Mm.
So my final question before I kind of summarize the whole discussion we've had today, what would you tell those, particularly those critics out there? I've worked in the field of sport for development, I think, as a practitioner on the field for 10 years.
Yep.
And for the past 6, 7 years, I've been working as an academic, often researching about sport for development and
Hmm.
peace. What would you tell those critics out there who believes sports needs to be scrutinized, who believe that sports in the space of development and peace or war, and these are very big issues, that sports, we are being to um, trying to simplify the bigger issues. Those critics out there who doubt sport for development of peace, sports for development and peace can make an impact. What message do you have for them, given your practical experience with Al Halimun?
Yeah, so I would say, according to my experience and expertise for the last couple of years, it's not a a huge time that I was working in that, but I would say that, as I mentioned, sport is a soft tool,
Hmm.
to bring people together to solve some issues, or to contribute to solving some issues, as I mentioned. So you remember when I mentioned like contributing in providing or
Yeah.
preparing the generation or the kids for the future opportunities. So definitely we are contributing to doing that through sport, because sport is the only thing in this world that brings people together. And definitely you will find a lot of people criticize what you're doing, what you're saying, and so on. But I think as long as we have a target, we just need to just like look at this target and not look in any other distractors around it. We just have to move forward and do what we love with love and try to help the people around us in our communities.
Well, thank you so much. So the takeaway here is sports is a soft power in a positive way because it comes in ways you don't see, and it helps us to address serious issues, not going there to change yellow to green or black to white, but brings the issues to the table to be discussed or dealt with further. So Al Halamun from Sarah, I think it was well presented, was well pitched. If you find it interesting, I'll put Sarah's email address on the screen. But just to summarize, Al Halimun in brief, it's a sport for development and peace project, focuses on refugees inclusion, equality and safeguarding, providing safe space. It also addresses the UN Sustainable Development Goals. 3, 16, and 17. 3 being gender equality or health, I think.
Good health and
Good
well-being.
health, and then peace, 16, and then partnership for the goals, which is
Yeah.
17. It's very important. And Sarah talked about the three phases. I wouldn't want to delve into it, but you had it. And then also talk about partnership with Leipzig University and Sedat from Egypt. And often their projects are run in camps where refugees are converged and, taken through sport for development and peace programs and projects, often for them to feel very inclusive. These environments are enabling environments that bring these kids together. And then often they use volleyball, football, wrestling, frisbee. I forgot the last one.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anytime you visit Egypt, feel free to visit Al Halimun, and also to my friends and network out there. This is a project very important with the world at risk now. A lot of people are moving from countries to countries, and in Africa, I think Egypt is one of the leading countries accepting refugees worldwide. And I hope that if you find this interesting, please feel free. There's an email if you want to have a gist of the project. It's also on Facebook, and if you have a project out there, especially to colleagues in academia who feel who want to research more about sports in development, I think there's a great opportunity to to really look at sport in that lens. So, Sarah, I don't know if you have any last words to say.
No, I think I would say the last thing, if you have a dream, just working towards it and make it come true.
Alhalimun, that's dream. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for honoring my invitation, and I hope that my viewers find this interesting. And on that note, I would say have a great time, and we talk again.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.